Welcome to Superhuman Customs, everybody. I'm your host, Stephen Human. On this channel, we just customize action figures. Sometimes they turn out great, sometimes they suck, but we're just having fun, and I really try and swing for the fences, so I do crazy stuff sometimes. Today is not going to be one of those times. This is actually going to be a pretty simple custom. So we've got this Hal Jordan here that came in that lot that I got from Dale, that a lot of the recent figures over the last 6 months have all come from. Came with this Green Lantern. But the thing is that the legs had actually been replaced. This is actually, I believe, this is from a Shriek figure. So from the waist down, this is actually already kind of been customized. But we're going to take this guy, we're going to turn him into Sinestro. That's going to change here in just a minute, just so you're aware. So I have head right here, the Shriek head, the unmasked Shriek head, which will be perfect for Sinestro. And then I actually do have extra Green Lantern legs. So we will replace these legs so that he has Green Lantern legs. We'll paint him up, we'll metallicize him, we'll do what we've done with the other Green Lanterns. And then we'll have a cool looking Sinestro for the shelf that matches the other Green Lanterns when it comes to the armor and stuff, which is what I want. I want them all to look the same, like they're wearing the same uniform. So that is gonna be the plan for today. Let's do it. This is how it goes sometimes, right off the bat. So I pulled out the Green Lantern legs, and I could tell that they're actually not as long as these legs here. And I compared him to my other Hal Jordan, and this one is actually taller. And I think that Sinestro should in fact be taller. So I think I'm gonna keep these legs on. You know, they've got some good details, but you can see that this leg just is not as tall as that one, and it makes a difference. So I'm gonna keep it. Let's get painting. So here you can see the difference that the legs bring. So why I'm gonna keep this guy Sinestro. So this is the new head, and you can see that he is significantly taller with those legs. So we are sticking with it. First things first, we gotta do his face. So I mixed some blue with some red and got this dark maroon. And that's what we're gonna use as the base. And then we can go over the top of it with a lighter red and start playing around with it. But we always wanna start dark. So I got a really dark one. And I go in here and get Sinestro going. Because his skin is a very interesting shade. And obviously it depends on what comic you're reading as to what shade it actually is. Because sometimes it's darker, sometimes it's lighter. I prefer it a little bit lighter. So we're gonna start with the dark, lighten him up, and go from there. All right, after getting the first coat on here, I'm thinking this guy looks better as an Abin Sur than as a Sinestro. And Abin Sur very rarely has action figures. So I think, you know, I'm gonna switch it. We're not doing Sinestro anymore. We are doing Abin Sur. I think that's gonna look awesome. So I got kind of lucky in that I was looking online, and there's a couple of versions of Abin Sur where his boots actually go up and he has knee pads. And these ones they're not technically boots, right? But if I do it that way, then it looks right. And so I'm just painting them green. And this green doesn't match the green up top, but we'll put the metallic green over the top and then the shade, and they'll all match. So this will work out pretty perfectly, and it will be comic accurate. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going over with some Model Air Red and making it so that he's got a little bit redder tone. Sometimes he's got a purple skin tone, sometimes he's got a more red skin tone. I'm gonna go with the red, and as you all know, with the Model Air Red, it tends to get into the places and make stuff look a little bit more natural. It also gives it a more of a real plastic look, so it looks like it was molded in that plastic. So that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through with this red, lighten him up, get him that reddish skin tone. All right, now we get to the big stuff where we start doing the metallic here. And as always with metallic, you gotta go on light. You gotta move it around, because these craft metallics, they're very liquidy, and they will get blotchy real fast. But if you go on nice and light and cover it, you'll get the metallic you're after. And then just know that you're gonna put the shade on to darken it all up, and he's gonna end up looking great. All my Green Lanterns I'm very happy with because they're nice and simple. They end up looking nice, and they have the metallic that I like. So there we go. And now it's time for the shade. This is where everything really starts to come together. Like whether it's this or it's the Model Air red that I do over the reds, this is where everything starts to become unified and it just becomes bright. And like I said at the beginning, this is simple. This is one of the simpler ones I've done recently. But I'm super excited, especially after changing from Sinestro to Abin Sur. Now I'm really excited about this guy because there's like, I can't think of a single Abin Sur figure. Maybe there's one from the movie, but who cares about that movie? It sucked. But when it comes to this, like having an Abin Sur on the shelf is going to be awesome. He's looking pretty great, but I'm going to do a light white dry brush on his face just to lighten things up. I already clear coated him, and so it kind of glossed him up a little bit. This will help to matte him. And then I can wipe with my finger, do as much or as little as I want. There we go, hitting his details. There you have it. What started out as Sinestro is now Abin Sur, and I'm really happy that I made that call because there's so few Abin Sur action figures that you can get, and there's plenty of Sinestros, you know. And I mean, McFarlane put one out, so if I really want one, I can just get that one. But this one is fun and original and really easy to do, as you saw. So if you're into Green Lanterns, this is a great one to add to the shelf, just with an unmasked Shriek head and a standard Green Lantern body. And if you want to add the Shriek legs, then you can make this guy taller than everybody else, which will add some diversity to your shelf. Well, thank you so much for watching. I'm Stephen Human. Remember, I am an author. Check out all my work at stephenhumanauthor.com or on Amazon, and I'll see you guys soon with another custom.